Alright, my next video is on the quadratic formula, as you can see right here. The quadratic formula. I don't know which. Oh my god, Jesus. Alright. Oh my god, that is actually. I like this brush a lot, so I'm going to use this. So, as you know, the general equation of a quadratic expression is ax squared plus bx plus c. When we set that equal to 0, we can do all kinds of things to it, and one thing we can do is derive the quadratic formula. So this is usually the format where we see these quadratic equations, right? So what if we just completed the square on this abstract ABC thing right here? What do we get? So we're going to get the quadratic formula. So this is really extra credit. Nobody's asking you to derive this, but it helps to if you ever get lost, because the quadratic formula is something that's very good to memorize. It's really good, and you definitely should memorize it. In fact, I think it's required to memorize the quadratic formula. But if you ever forget it, you can always derive it from just completing the square on this general form. So you know what we always do. First, we move the c term, and this actually says c, over to the right-hand side. So in this case, it's going to be x squared plus bx, and move the negative c here. Now we're going to, I don't like coefficients, so we're going to divide everything by a. So that's going to be x squared plus bx over a is equal to negative c over a. And of course, this bx over a can just be written as b over a. Oh crap, wrong tool. b over ax. I really like the thickness of this new pen. It's pretty cool. So now we complete the square. So what we have to do is we have the b term, which is b over ax, and we square it. So how do we do that? So we're going to b over a and divide it by 2. So that's just going to be b over 2a, right? What happens when we square that? That's going to be b squared over 4a squared. Alright, so that's the half square method of our b over ax. So we're going to add both sides by that. So what we're going to get is something like this: x squared plus b over ax plus b squared over 4a squared is equal to negative c over a plus b squared over 4a squared. Alright, now we're going to complete the square, and let's give ourselves some room here. So what does this c, oh my god, wrong tool again. What does this negative c over a plus b squared thing result in? Well, the least common denominator here is 4a squared, so we're going to multiply this c times 4a, I believe. So it can be 4a squared plus b squared over 4a squared. And this is just side math here. So it's going to be minus 4ac plus b squared over 4a squared. So that's what we're going to write here. Or we can just rearrange this thing right here as just b squared minus 4ac, because that looks a bit more clean. So this b squared minus 4ac is going to be this stuff right here. So actually, let me replace that. So b squared minus 4ac over 4a squared, and notice that whatever I just did right then, that was just adding rational expressions. We've done that already. So oh my god, let me draw a better arrow maybe. So I'm even going to use the line tool for it. I'm so bad at drawing these arrows. So I draw the arrow over there, and I get what? X plus what? Well, b over 2a, right? b over 2a squared is equal to b squared minus 4ac over 4a squared. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take the square root of both sides as per usual. That's going to be the plus minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 4a squared. Alright, so that just becomes b over 2a is equal to plus minus b squared minus 4ac. This bottom, however, becomes 2a. Okay, alright, we're almost done. So what about this x? What happens to this x? Well, now all we need to do is, all we need to do now is, per usual once again, just subtract that b plus 2a from that x part of the equation, and we should be done. So now what we're going to do is subtract b over 2a from both sides, so we're going to get x is equal to negative b over 2a plus minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. And as you can see, we can just combine all of this, right? Because it's 2a plus or minus 2a. So we can just combine this 2a and 2a, and alas, we get the quadratic formula. And x is equal to negative b plus minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac, all of that over 2a. Alright, we're done. Okay, so a lot of you may be asking, what the hell is that, and do we need to memorize it? Well, this right here is the quadratic formula, and yes, you do need to memorize it. Congratulations. So that is going to be the quadratic formula. Yeah, deriving it, I mean, to be honest, deriving it isn't that hard. You could probably do it. So, you just follow the steps that you did before, and when you're just given regular equations, like, you just pretend it's another one of these, and you just complete the square, and you don't forget the steps, and you're done, basically. And you can use the quadratic formula to, you can do tons of things with it. You can use the quadratic formula on literally anything. Let me show you an example. 2x squared minus 4x is equal to 1. Normally we'd have to do all kinds of hocus pocus, fraction, complete the square stuff with this. Nah, not anymore. As long this time we're making the c term go to the left side, so we're getting 2x squared minus 4x minus 1 is equal to 0. And now we can just set 2 is equal to a, negative 4 is equal to b, and negative 1 is equal to c. And we know our quadratic equation, x is equal to negative b square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. We can just plug in all these variables and we get our answer. So it's going to be x is, well, let's be a bit more organized though. X is equal to negative 4, and you can just put all this in your calculator, nobody cares. Squared minus, minus 4 times 2 times negative 1, all of that over 2 times 2. So what does that become? It's going to become, according to your textbook, it's going to become, let's erase all of this. According to your textbook, that's going to become x is equal to 4 plus minus 24 over 4. Sorry, the square root of 24 over 4. And that simplifies to x is equal to 4 plus minus 2 rad 6 over 4. And when you cancel everything out, you are going to be left with x is equal to 2 plus minus negative 6 over 2. Alright, we're done. This is our answer, and yeah, you can say it's 2 plus rad 6 over 2 or 2 minus rad 6 over 2. Yeah, those are our answers. So the quadratic equation, very, very helpful tool. Basically, you can solve almost any quadratic equation for the roots that people throw at you now. And that's the cool thing about Algebra 2, is that now we can do a lot more stuff. see you guys later. Next video, I don't know, I'm just flipping through the textbook here. The discriminant, yeah, why not? Are we doing I yet? Yeah, we're doing I after the discriminant. That's probably going to be a short video. See ya.